If you're currently running a landscaping, hardscaping company and you're spending money on marketing or you're thinking about spending money on marketing, this video is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of cash. Now, my name's Charles and I run Become the Authority, and we build and install something called the Job Flow system. It's a marketing and follow-up operating system that we use for landscaping companies. And just so you have a little context before we go any further, this exact system has helped numerous landscaping businesses increase their annual revenue by roughly 40 to 60% once their systems were installed and dialed in the way that they needed to be. And it wasn't because we found some crazy secret ad trick. It was just because we fixed the systems that were broken when leads actually start coming through the door. So what I'm going to be breaking down today is exactly how we would allocate a $3,000 per month marketing budget for landscapers, and more importantly, why we allocate it this way so it turns into predictable revenue, not just random activity. And if you're not quite at a point where you can invest $3,000 a month yet, that's fine. I'll show you how to build into this in the right order. Now, before we get started, most landscapers tell me the same thing. We tried ads. SEO didn't really work. Facebook leads weren't great. And almost every time we discovered that marketing wasn't really the issue. What actually happened was leads were coming in the door, responses were slow, estimates weren't being followed up with, they weren't getting reviews, and the old leads and past customers were getting ignored. So the conclusion for them was, hey, marketing just doesn't work. But the truth is really simple. It was the back end that was leaking money the whole time. So I just want to keep this rule in mind because it governs everything else that I'm about to show you. If your back end is broken, increasing your ad spend is just going to increase waste. So the first goal isn't necessarily to get more leads. It's turning the leads that you already have into revenue. The first place that we typically allocate money is not ads, it's the foundation. Roughly $500 per month goes towards the software and messaging costs that are required to run a real follow-up system, okay? And this is the part that makes sure that every lead is captured, every lead gets an instant response, every estimate gets followed up with, and every opportunity is tracked in a pipeline. You know, because speed to lead is huge, okay? Speed to lead and follow-up are what converts marketing into revenue. And if this isn't in place, ads are just going to buy you stress and be a drain on your pockets, right? Now, once the foundation is there, the next place to invest into is going to be your Google Maps and local SEO. We typically allocate around $900 per month here. It's important because when someone searches landscaper near me, lawn care I'm in Cleveland, lawn care in Cleveland, or hardscaping in Cleveland, they already know that they want a service, okay? And it's very important that we capture that traffic. So that budget goes towards Google business profile optimization, consistent review generations, your local relevant posting, and on-site, your website SEO that's going to support your visibility in Google. And what most people miss is that this doesn't just help with rankings, it increases conversions everywhere. The ads start to improve, the calls convert better, your overall trust is higher. Google My Business and Google Maps, this is a compounding asset. It's not just a one-time thing that you worry about. Now, the next thing we move into is paid advertising, because that's where the real leverage is if it's done correctly. And we typically allocate a minimum of $1,500 per month to paid ad. But the key to paid ads is that you shouldn't be using paid advertising to chase literally every type of job. We tend to focus our ads on two categories only because they tend to produce the highest return. The first area where we focus budget is on promoting for maintenance contracts, whether that's a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly service, right? And this is one of the smartest uses of ad spend because it creates recurring, predictable revenue inside of your business. When you land a maintenance client, that revenue repeats every month. Cash flow is able to stabilize, and you can reinvest a consistent percentage of that back into your marketing confidently. And instead of guessing whether the ads will pay off, you can fund your growth with predictable income, and it's just a little easier to quantify, right? And that takes you out of that job-to-job mindset. That's how you can get stable as a landscaping business. The second area where we focus our advertising is on the high-ticket hardscaping projects. So think of things like patios, retaining walls, drainage solutions, outdoor living projects, those sorts of things, right? These maximize the ad efficiency because the math just works, right? You could very easily put $500 in ad spend, and that could very easily turn into $2,500 to $5,000 plus or more in booked work. At that point, you need fewer jobs to be profitable, and the return on ad spend is significantly higher. But we notice that a lot of landscapers, they use ads to chase volume, okay? And volume is gonna be rough on your budget, right? So we use ads to maximize your return on ad spend. Fewer jobs, higher ticket, better margin. That's the goal. Now, the remaining $600 per month goes into retargeting and geofencing. Now, this isn't about those leads that are coming in, right? It's about staying visible and reinforcing trust with the leads that already came in. A lot of homeowners aren't going to make a decision right when they see you. Retargeting is going to make sure that the people who maybe visited your website, engaged with your content, etc., will see your ads repeatedly until they decide to make the leap and start working with you. Now, geofencing supports this by keeping your brand in the right areas and around the right audiences, because it doesn't do you any good if you're in Cleveland, Ohio, but your ads are running in Wisconsin. So when you add it all up, it's about $500 for the software and messaging tools, $900 for Google Maps and local SEO, $1,500 for advertising for those maintenance contracts and high ticket stuff, and $600 for the geofencing and retargeting. And that's $3,000 per month that you're put into your business intentionally. Each dollar has a job. And none of this is really difficult to understand, right? But it is difficult to implement cleanly, make sure that all the tools are connected correctly, and then manage all of it month to month. And most landscaping businesses don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they don't have the time to implement, test, and maintain their systems in a way that allows them to scale. So if you're a landscaper that's doing around $30,000 a month or more, and you want to see how a system like this would look inside of your business, I want to offer you a job flow systems teardown. We're going to take a deep look at your business. We'll show you where leads are falling through the cracks, what you need to fix first, and how to build into this without wasting any additional money. So there's no pressure. There's going to be a link that's going to pop up, or you could click it down in the description, and we'll see you on the next one.